What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony, aka Descendant of Chaos and Controversy, and today I want to talk about toxic relationships. And the reason why I'm addressing this is due to the fact that what I'm seeing a lot, especially here on social media, is you got a lot of these females that are anti-men, and a lot of these women, giving the credibility to their maturity, are calling these females out based on their unrealistic standards, so to speak. The hatred for men is just, in a sense, coming from my standpoint, is just ridiculous. And the reason why I say that is because I said it before, but I'll reiterate this point. I've been through a good deal of relationships. Okay, some were good, some were bad. For those that didn't work out so well, I don't take those experiences and look at females with a generalized perspective and be like, women ain't shit. I don't. I chalk it up to I made a poor choice. The decision wasn't working out in regards to my favor. You live and you learn. You move past that. Hopefully, you don't make the same mistake or make the same bad or poor choice when you go to get involved with somebody else. And because of that reason is the reason why I have yet to be with somebody for 2 years. My son is about to be 2 come October. And that's as long as I've been single. Okay? I had to take a step back and look at some of the factors getting involved with somebody, not knowing everything about that person, undervaluing my worth, quick to want to settle, and it just a recipe for disaster. But because of those decisions that I made that didn't work out to my benefit, that fell solely on me. And because of that, I understand and realize, hey, I gotta make a better assessment when it comes to evaluating who I'm choosing to get involved with before getting involved with that individual. You know? So as I'm, entertaining social media, I'm seeing a lot of these women, let me rephrase that, a lot of these females who are on this anti male rant. Men ain't shit. They ain't no good. This, that, and everything. They're a bunch of bums. They're this, they're that. Everything negative you can say about a man, they're just putting that negative energy out there. Okay. So when I'm looking and I'm, dissecting some of this garbage, what I'm seeing, which is an all too familiar pattern when I go to say what I'm about to say, some can relate, some can identify, some can say, you on point with this. Some of these females have ridiculous standards. You can have a guy, right? Because they'll be the first one to sit there and say, there are no good men out there. This, that, and everything else. Nah, 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 nah. But, okay, let's go down that road. How do you define a good man? It's an honest question. It's a legitimate question. It's a serious question. I mean, what to you defines a good man? Because I could lay out some of the details to define that. One, a man who doesn't cheat on you. Two, one who doesn't put their hands on you. Three, don't have any habits that can make the relationship toxic, and have your kids being exposed to something that they shouldn't be around. Uh, Respecting your kids, especially if you have a daughter, and you gotta trust that man to be around your kid to know that no harm is gonna come to her or him. Having a job, have a sense of responsibility, and they may not have all the tools there. For example, say a car, because I hear a lot of these females that want to clown these men for not having a vehicle. They could be a good person, work maybe one or two jobs, may have a kid themselves and taking care of their child, have custody of their child. But the deal breaker is he don't got a car. Which to me I find kind of funny and ironic and hypocritical at the same time, because a lot of these same females that want to sit there and clown people, brothers, for not having a car, or clown these men for not having a car, are the same ones that they'll hook up with a dude that don't have a job, run the streets, deal drugs, involved in gangs, ain't got a pot to piss in, want to sit there and you lend them your car, go cater and entertain other females while you at work, busting your ass, putting shoes on his feet, the new or the latest Jordans or what have you, getting him a new outfit, putting food in his stomach, buying him the latest cell phone, and he out there hoeing with other females. But that's the person that you choose to entertain. But be the first to sit there and say they ain't no good brothers, because when a good brother steps to you, you ain't got the time for him. Or he's too good of a man. Or he ain't hard enough. Or maybe he's on the same level as you and that's a threat to you, because you want to have some kind of leverage above that person. Because God forbid if you guys both have something to bring to the table, and you can utilize each other to build and progress together. And then you have these women who are calling these females out, addressing this very issue. Because they're pointing out, and this is a all too familiar situation, when you have these bitter females that get involved with these men, okay, and say these men have chose poorly who they chose to be with or who they chose to have a child with. I can relate, been down that road. And say they move on. That woman can't stand seeing the person that they were with, that they didn't value, that they undervalued, couldn't stay faithful to. They didn't want to get a job. They didn't want to do nothing. But they figure, oh, since I know he's responsible and I'm not, let me weaponize the courts against him and take him to court to get child support so I can have support, so I don't have to go to work. So I can rely on the state in addition to getting child support. Meanwhile, the child is not being taken care of. The money that you getting from child support ain't going towards the child, but it's going to entertain the next motherfucker that you with. But you worried about the baby daddy and him moving on, and you telling him, oh, you can't He can't see his child because you don't approve of the girl that he's dating. But he ain't got no say over the motherfucker that you got running in and out your crib. Or the multiple motherfuckers that you got running in and out your crib. And God forbid if you have a daughter with this man. Because then you hear this case come up quite often to where your poor choices, once you guys separated, of the men that you choose to date, have took it upon themselves to violate and molest your daughter. And while the baby daddy is rightfully pissed, rightfully enraged, and go to check you on it, you want to sit here and give him all the smoke, but got none of that same energy for the motherfucker that violated your child. How does that work? Help me understand how that makes sense. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Till next time, until next video, peace.